go.
Welcome, everybody.
Hi.
This is Fat Matt and Katie Cat doing a video chat.
That's cute. Video numero uno.
Absolutely. Hey, are you on the left or the right?
I'm to my right. I'm to my right.
Okay. So I gotta switch that because I'm on my right. How do I switch?
What are you gonna switch?
I don't want to be on the right if I'm on the left on yours.
But you're on the left on mine.
So I should be on the left on mine too, so I can see what you're seeing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't care. So
does it matter?
So it doesn't matter. Just, to people like me, it matters. Okay. Nobody else gives a flying whatever. So
yeah, we're keeping this safe for work.
Safe word. So anybody who's watching this wants to know why the hell they're watching this and who the hell these crazy people are. So I think we should probably introduce each other. And ladies go first. Intro. Okay, so
that's the only sign I got made.
Look at me. I got mine made.
I got one. Intro.
That's awesome.
It's not even that good.
It's beautiful. I think it's wonderful.
It's about as good as your sign.
Listen, mine has more than one word.
Yours does. And at least you made fat.
Yeah, and I have different fonts. Right?
You
do.
Except I can't see video.
That's because originally I wasn't going to put video, and I was just going to be Fat Matt Katie Cat chat. But then I was like, I better put video in case somebody thinks we're having a cat chat. So we're not having a cat chat.
We're having
a video Katie chat. Cat video chat.
Video chat.
Right? So I only put video in for that reason, just to clarify. But for those of you who are tuning in, who know me but don't know who Katie is, Katie Cat, I would like to introduce the spectacular, the wonderful, the beautiful Katie Krantz. And I've known Katie for, God, it feels like a dozen years, but I didn't really go back and check. So it feels like about a dozen years, but Katie is spectacular in that you are a full-time worker at like a factory, right?
I am.
What's the name of the factory?
Zimmer Biomet.
See, it's so glamorous too. It's amazing,
We make orthopedics for people.
People need orthopedics. So you're doing
important work. Fake limbs.
Yeah, better than no limbs. So that's important work. And you live outside of, you don't live in Fort Wayne. We met in Fort Wayne. But you live outside of Fort Wayne somewhere, correct? Closer to Warsaw, which is the orthopedic
capital of Indiana?
Of the world.
Is it?
Of the world.
It might be.
More replacement people parts come from Warsaw than anywhere else in the world. And
that's where I work.
And that's, but you're making it happen for people.
Making it happen.
So full-time, making body parts.
Yep.
And then you have another job where you are a bartender.
I am.
And you bartend for like a catering place or a nightclub or a strip joint?
It's a wedding venue.
Wedding venue.
Yes.
So is that like reliable, like all the time, or every Friday, Saturday, or 3 weekends out of the month?
For the most part, yes. Very reliable. I can at least count on at least one wedding a weekend.
Oh, that's amazing. That's good. Even through the whole pandemic.
Yeah, even through the pandemic.
So for anybody who's watching this in the future, today is February 1st of 2021, right?
Yep.
So we are still in the middle of a pandemic, and Katie is still working 3 jobs because her third job is that you sell sex oil, correct?
It's not sex oil, but funny you say that. I'm actually teaching a class about using your oils during and
so what exactly is this third job you're selling? Non-essential oiled items, or what is it?
So essential oils, but essential
Essential.
oils and products. So non-toxic products for your home, for your skin, for all the things, your pets, your kids, for you, all the things.
So you put motor oil on your dog?
Well, it's not motor oil per se, but it probably makes her run a little better.
Okay.
Think of, this is the best way I can tell you. Think of a plant, squeeze it really hard. This isn't actually how it really happens, but if you squeeze it, you'd get like some juices or you'd get some stuff on your hands. That's the essential oil of the plant.
So it comes from tree huggers. That's a tree hugger thing.
Absolutely.
Okay. They hug the tree. They hug the tree until it squeezes juices out, and then you rub it on your,
full of essential oils.
put it on your dog. Okay.
Yep.
Got it. And what's the name of your oil company?
So I use Young Living essential oils. I use them because they are the only company who farms and distills their own oils. They don't use like third-party people. They just do it themselves.
They are party people, but they don't use third-party people.
Correct.
Got it. All right. And it's Young Living, like it says, like behind you, it says just Young Live.
Wait, where am I? Where am I?
Young Live. Young Living. Okay. So awesome. And then besides working 3 jobs, you are also a wife and a mother, correct?
I am.
And I don't know if we want to name the children, but so we'll just call them boy and girl.
Yep.
Right?
K and K, because they're both starts with K.
Okay. K and K, boy and girl. And then we're married to Tom.
We are married to Tom.
Tom Krantz. Because when I met you, you were just a little berry. And
I was.
And then you gave Tom a chance, and now you're a Krantz.
I did.
That's great.
You know, I met him while I was working there.
So working where?
At Texas Roadhouse, where I met you.
Where we met.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for those of people who don't know both of us, Katie and I used to work together at Texas Roadhouse because I used to run one in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Yep.
And when I was there, Katie was an outstanding team member. You know, I think there's probably a job, I was thinking about this today, there's a job at a restaurant for just about anybody, what your personality is. If you're not personable, you know, you can wash dishes. You know what I mean? If you just like, if you would rather be working on a car than talking to somebody, you can cook. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But you got to have an amazing personality to be a bartender.
Yes.
And you can fake it sometimes as a server. You know what I mean? Because you got steps or you got, you know, things that you got to go through. And as long as you do all those things, but when you're a bartender, you're right there engaging with people the entire time. There's nothing they don't see. So it takes a lot to be a fantastic bartender. And you were a great bartender, but not only that, I was thinking about today, you're one of those people that I worked with, and I worked with thousands of amazing people through 30 plus years in the restaurants. You're one of those people, one of those few that could have done any job at the restaurant.
Aww,
so that was pretty cool. You know, there's people who were great at being a host and then they'd become just a terrible server, you know, or, you know, it's true. Or they'd be an amazing trainer and then you'd make them someone who'd be a key or a floor supervisor and they would just choke, you know, throw somebody in the kitchen and you couldn't get food from them, you know, but you could rise to the challenge and do anything that we asked of you. And eventually that made me have to fire you.
Actually, technically you did it, Olivia did.
Right. Yeah. So
what happens when you want to make everybody happy?
Right.
You have whatever you want.
So yeah, we had to let you go. And I even tried to figure out a way to like not let you go because
I know you did. You're
broke through like, well, we'll just have you not bartend, you know, and we'll have you do these other things. And but no, that didn't work out. So since then, you went on to do other things and you started your own business where you did catering and were very successful at that. So you got a little, I would have to say a little too confident.
With a little too big for our britches.
With the catering, decided, you know, we should open a restaurant. And
Why
she
not?
took a partner and you guys opened a restaurant. And I went to it when I was really new and it was amazing. It was a great restaurant, great food. You had amazing people, except for the one I told you not to hire that you did. But
I don't remember who that person was.
good, because they do. But anyway, but ultimately the restaurant was a great restaurant, but like a lot of businesses, it wasn't financially successful.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
And we were not prepared whatsoever for any backflush of negative years at all.
Right.
And the person who was financing us expected us to profit right away.
Yeah, which is not what happens in a restaurant.
Nope.
And especially when you have to build your clientele, and you're in a small town, and where
Very small town.
You had to be a destination. It wasn't like people were carousing through the one stoplight going, where should we eat this time? Like that wasn't happening. So,
no. And we were a destination. People drove to us from
absolutely.
They drove to us.
Not enough of them.
Not enough of them.
Or often enough.
Not very often.
Which can be the case. But it was a great adventure, and like I said, you guys did a great job with it. And the last thing I put on my list here, no, not the last thing on my list of things to make sure I talked about is another really big significant thing that people should know about Catie is not only does she work 3 jobs and have to be a responsible wife and mother, she has an extremely high maintenance best friend. So it's really, it takes a lot of your time. And I know Catie is on Instagram.
Yep.
Catie is on TikTok.
Yep.
She's a tweeter.
Yep.
Of course, she's on Facebook. Now we're on YouTube. But her friend gets in her way on all platforms. So it's a big challenge. It's a big challenge, and I give you a lot of credit for keeping her, on the straight and narrow, because that takes a lot. So anybody that knows Catie knows her, who I'm talking about. So, I don't know if we want to mention any names. So
we'll let her decide if her name gets brought up.
Yeah. So there's that. And then the other thing people should know is you've done video channels before.
Mm-hmm.
You did one with your previous catering and restaurant partner.
Yep.
And then you did one, and that was almost like daily. That was like 5 days a week. And then
we did that all the time.
Right. And you had to carry that, that whole channel. So that was great. But again, it was too much. I mean, you're catering, you run a restaurant, you're doing a video channel.
And the weddings, we did weddings too.
And weddings too, right. And then you did another video channel with your sister-in-law, correct?
I did. Mm-hmm.
And that was good. Because you were drinking wine a lot.
Yes, we were.
So that was always enjoyable to see, what would happen across those 30 minutes as you guys were drinking wine. So that was fun.
And sometimes those 30 minutes turn to an hour. Let's be real.
Right. So this thing that we're going to do is we want to chat every month, just once a month. We're not committing once a month, beginning of the month. So we're recording this on February 1st. We'll record another one on March 1st. And this should be getting posted tomorrow on February 2nd. So anybody can listen in. And it's our opportunity to kind of keep people up to date with what's going on. Correct? And you don't have to commit to doing it 5 days a week or every Sunday fun day. Yep. If you want to drink wine, you can, but you don't have to.
But you can if you want to. Yep.
So to summarize, if you know me and you don't know Catie, now you know someone who's very special. And hopefully you'll enjoy listening to us or watching us chat once a month to see what's going on in our little worlds.
Mm-hmm. And for those who might know me,
Mhm.
I don't know. Wait, Matt.
Right, because you have 1,200 friends on Facebook.
I didn't even look to see how many friends you have on Facebook. Like
I think
50?
4, maybe. My mom just got on Facebook, so I might have 5.
Five friends now. Okay, 5 friends. I highly doubt that that's the case. You know, it kind of makes me want to look, but I'll look later. I'm going to point that out later. So
Okay.
Matt and I, as he mentioned, we met when I started working at Texas Roadhouse. So I met Matt as the GM, the general managing partner of Texas Roadhouse in Fort Wayne. It's the best steakhouse ever, personally, if I do say so myself. But I met Matt in my bestie, who he kindly referred to as my high maintenance friend, but we always saw Matt in his mom jeans and his flannel shirts and his big buckle, because he had to play the part of the true Texas Roadhouse general managing partner, and the cowboy hat. And when he dressed up and got a little fancy, that's when we got to see the button down shirt with the little, I don't even know what is it called, like the little jewel thing with the little strings that hang down.
I think it's a bolo tie.
Bolo tie.
Bolo tie, yeah.
Matt would put on, so we'd always have these award ceremonies once a year, and it was our Christmas party. And Matt would put on the best once a year party that he would shut down the restaurant early. It was called the Andy Awards, but we would get dressed up super fancy. Matt would break out his bolo tie, his hat, his cowboy boots, and we would have literally the best themed party ever, hands down. We'll never forget these. Like the nominees for the employees of the year basically got to take a limo ride and got to go out and do all these things, and it was just super fun. Got to have dinner, and it was just, Matt was literally probably my funnest and favoriteest boss, and you could give him a hard time as long as he gave you a hard time, and it was just a mutual hard timeness that we gave each other. But Matt didn't always work at Texas Roadhouse. Matt also worked in another restaurant before that, which, what was the name of it again?
Macaroni Grill.
Macaroni Grill, because it was pasta, and I love pasta, but we don't have one of those before, right? Yeah, but unfortunately, Matt is a true Michigan person, and so he likes Michigan. And, I'm so sorry. So that's where he was from.
Originally from Michigan, so
originally from Michigan.
But I root for Michigan State, and my beautiful wife roots for Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still lots of Michigan happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of Michigan there.
Lots of Michigan happening. That's okay. But you are married to your wonderful wife, Michelle. And you guys have two beautiful fur babies, right? You have two because you got the puppy, right?
Yep. So we have Milo, who's year and a half.
Yep.
And then we have Magnus. Yeah. And Magnus, who's 11.
11.
Yeah.
Your little fur babies. And they're like the cutest, fluffiest, magnificent dogs in the world. What kind of dogs are they?
They're Akita.
Yeah. They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Super friendly if you know them.
If you know.
Super not friendly if you don't.
One time, Matt had a party at his house, and it was for all the employees. Oh, no, we don't. You had it. No, it was for an employee appreciation. There was nothing bad that happened. He fed us, and it was really nice. Because
back when it was allowed. It was allowed back then.
It was a favorite holiday of yours, Halloween. And when he does Halloween, he does Halloween. Like, he had this front yard decked out, and we all dressed up in Halloween costumes, and it was an employee appreciation party, and it was super fun and awesome. But he had the really cool, I don't know if anybody's ever seen these before, but like the island of the kitchen, like, was his dog crates. Like, you built the island of the kitchen over dog crates, so they were never in the way. It was pretty cool. Anyways, so you've been married to Michelle for how long now?
Oh my goodness.
Ever? Your entire life?
It's going to be 23 this year. 23?
So not your entire life, about a quarter of it.
Yeah. No, half my life. Thank you.
Okay.
Not a quarter. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Okay. And then you have your fur babies. started in Michigan, moved to Indiana, did the whole Texas Roadhouse thing, and then decided to completely change it up and move to Tennessee, the hills of Tennessee.
Yes.
And what are you doing in the hills of Tennessee but collecting wood pallets and creating a monstrosity of wood in your big, huge barn?
Absolutely.
Pretty cool signs, if I do say so myself.
Thank you.
So Matt has started this awesome woodworking business from the hills, the deep hills of Tennessee. And we actually joked about this because it's going to be very easy for Michelle to dispose of your body if you don't start selling some of your wood pieces.
Yeah, she's been training for years. She goes to sleep every night watching Murder and Crime. Like it makes her feel good, you know, that she's learning ways to dispose of me. And now that we have a couple acres, she's got plenty of places where they'll never find me. So, yep, I know this is my what do they call it? Final destination, right here.
This is where you're going to live the rest of your life.
Yeah,
is in the hills.
I did make a little. You know, we're originally from Michigan, but I did drag her around the country a little more. We moved from Michigan to Chicago. From Chicago.
Oh, I didn't know you lived in Chicago.
To Chicago, and then we moved to Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
And then from Columbus, Ohio, we moved to Long Island, New York.
Oh.
And then from Long Island, New York, we moved back to Chicago. And then from Chicago, we moved back to Detroit. From Detroit, we moved to Nashville. From Nashville, we moved back to Detroit. And then we went to Fort Wayne.
And then you went back down to Tennessee again.
Right. So basically, after 30 years in the restaurant business, where we moved all over and we went where the jobs were, when we left Roadhouse last year and the pandemic hit, I just told Michelle, you know, we're old enough now, we just need to figure out where we want to live for the rest of our lives and go move there. And we'll figure out what we're going to do for a living when we get there. So.
And Tennessee was your favorite?
Yeah, Tennessee was our favorite.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people say that about Tennessee. I've never vacationed in Tennessee, but I've been through Tennessee.
Well, you should come on down. We're on the plateau. So we got mountains to the east and we got more warmer weather to the west. We're like in the Bermuda Triangle between Knoxville, Nashville, and Chattanooga. It's great. It's very rural. But we get all 4 seasons, you know. So last night we got snow. It was almost all melted by noon. And it's going to snow again tonight. So there's no school tomorrow, but it'll probably all be melted by noon again. Whereas, what's going on up there where you live?
Oh, you know, just like 5 to 6 inches. That's not anywhere anytime soon. At all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah, it's supposed to be like it's supposed to be like 1 degree on Thursday or something at night. Yep. And then it's supposed to snow again a couple more days. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. No.
I don't miss that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. No, don't blame you at all. Yeah. So yeah, so you've been all over. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, you know, one thing that I could always say about you, you had to harp on me a little bit. So I feel like it's only fair that I, retaliate that kindness.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the one thing that I always say about you is you're creative. Your creativity, because you get these amazing ideas in your head and you always make them happen. From decking out the truck for Texas Roadhouse, where you had like it completely decaled out, was amazing. Your themes and ideas for the Andy Awards when I worked there was phenomenal and on point and down to the detail. The things that I've seen you post of your woodworking is very detailed and amazing and beautiful pieces of work. When you do Halloween, you don't just do a couple pumpkins. You have skeletons and fog and spider webs and witches and all the scary possible things that you could have. I mean, you had like a box full of paint that everybody could deck themselves out if we wanted to. You even had this amazing and wonderful idea that you started a non-for-profit back in Fort Wayne that is still going, Clothes for Joe's.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
creativity, you don't stop. It never stops with you. And it's always amazing and wonderful to see it, always. And it always works. I don't know how you do it, but you make it happen.
Well, I'm glad that you think that.
I do. I totally, absolutely do.
I
You're
don't
very
think I
inspiring.
know I enjoy being creative, and I enjoy getting other people to be creative as well. I like to instill that within other people, but I don't really feel like I'm as successful with it as I want to be. So that's something I'm definitely going to be working on this year, for sure. And Clothes for Joe's is probably I don't know, probably besides getting married, it's probably one of the best things I've ever done.
Yeah.
Um, you know, it's a non-for-profit in Northeast Indiana that benefits our veterans, and a lot of our veterans, um, you have some who get this help, but many of them don't get the help that they need, and the places where they can go to get help aren't always great or don't always treat them with the respect that they deserve. And Clothes for Joe's helps in those situations. Basically, they collect clothing, and we prefer new, but we take used clothing, and we have collections in the Northeast Indiana area, and then we have 2 locations, and one in downtown Fort Wayne, and then one in New Haven. And the one in Fort Wayne is open to any veteran every Saturday between 10 and 2 at 2410 Fairfield. Any veteran can come in and shop with dignity and respect, and everything that's on the shelves is for them to take free of charge. Everybody with Clothes for Joe's is completely 100% a volunteer. And if you have anything that you'd like to donate to Clothes for Joe's, we'll put this out there, 260-442-8600. That's the phone number. Josh is the president now. I'm still on board with Michelle. We're on the board of directors, but we're down here just trying to help Josh and the rest of the volunteers up there remotely, because we're still passionate about the project, and we hope to continue to help it grow. But we're not there hands-on like we used to be. So, but
Yeah.
we love
Still
Clothes
pretty
for-
cool.
Yeah,
I remember when you started it.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
We had
pretty
some fun. I've always had the trainers went down there from Roadhouse, and we sorted clothes together. That had to be one of the funnest things, as a trainer outing, to do something to give back to the community, and then to do it with a charity that, I was working with at the time. That was really fun. We had all the trainers going there, and clothes were flying out through the air, and people were trying on different outfits, and that was good. So,
Yeah.
while I'm being a little more somber, I should say, last weekend Texas Roadhouse family lost a team member, a vital part of the restaurant still, Rebecca Garcia, and she was the 2018 Employee of the Year, and she was hit by a drunk driver and killed, and she left 2 wonderful children that she was the sole supporter for, and her family is trying to raise funds to help with the funeral costs and to help take care of the boys. So I know there's a GoFundMe out there, and I will do my best to link on the bottom in the comments on Facebook to anybody who wants to help Rebecca. But she's one of those people that she won Employee of the Year, but she could have been Employee of the Year almost any year she was there. She's like 7 years. One of those people who she worked about 50 hours a week, and she would have worked 70 if you would have let her, and always smiling, always happy, and going to do whatever she needed to do. And she was, the everyone's favorite. If you were a host, you loved it when she was in bake. If you were a server, you loved it when she was on the line. If you were on the line, you loved it when she was in prep. If you were a manager, you loved seeing her just show up, at the door, because you going to benefit. The whole restaurant was going to benefit from her being there. So so it's really sad, and my heart goes out to her family, and then to the Roadhouse family who are still going through it there. So I know Renee and Danny are looking out for everybody and doing the best they can. So Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I did want to mention that, because that's where, you know, we became family is
Yeah.
at the Field House. So when we lose somebody from that road, one of those roadies, it's always heartbreaking.
It is.
So,
Yep.
so yeah.
So,
And she's a Garcia.
she is a Garcia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Might be related to your friend. Might be.
She always said that they called each other cuz.
Mm-hmm.
They called
They
each
did.
other cuz. Because who knows? Maybe they are somewhere down the line.
Maybe they are.
Maybe.
Don't know.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe.
You don't know. It's true.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
We've kind of talked a little bit about, how we know each other and introduced
Yep.
each other. So, what's going on in your life right now that people should know about? So, you have 1,200 friends, and if any one of them connected with you that you haven't talked to in a year, what would you say has been going on?
I mean, pretty much everything that you just said. Work all the time. I work all the time. I bartended a wedding last night. Yeah. And then my normal job. It's so hard when people ask you that question because you're like, I don't know. That's not work. My kids.
Yeah.
Like,
You guys didn't you and the kids just do something fun though last week in the snow?
I mean, oh yeah, we did. We went sledding yesterday. So we went sledding yesterday. The kids right now, with everything that's been going on, there's been a lot of virtual learning and a lot of e-learning. And I'm sorry, I did not go to school to be a teacher. And I have more admiration for teachers now than I've ever had in my entire life. Because when I ask my daughter questions and she's like, what? And I'm like, do you not understand English? Fine.
So I
love
my
my children.
So I think through this pandemic, that a lot of people have a better appreciation for teachers.
Gosh, yes.
And a lot of people have great appreciation for our healthcare workers.
Yes.
But at least they can still, treat service people like shit, right? They can still treat servers like crap, because they haven't gained any respect or anything for them, right? From what I'm gathering, people in the restaurant business are like, it's worse than ever.
Yeah, I will say this. Going from working in restaurants, because I've worked in a couple different restaurants. I've worked in like 3. Going from working in restaurants to working in a wedding venue is night and day difference. And the amount of respect that people have for me when I arrive to the wedding, they're like, oh, the bartenders are here. I'm like, right, the bartenders are here. Because we pay for the party. Like, how many times I get asked, can we get something to drink now? And I'm like, no, security's not here yet. Night and day difference. People totally love and respect the alcohol.
Right.
In the service industry, it's like night and day difference. It's like,
oh yeah,
the level of expectancy. I'm like, I didn't come to work today to get yelled at.
They're like, oh, so great. Bartenders here, about time.
No, they're like, oh, the bartender's here. And they set out the red carpet and sprinkle it with flowers, and they're super stoked to see me. Yeah, it's completely different in the restaurant industry, completely different.
Yeah, I think that this has got to be probably one of the hardest times, for the restaurant industry. It's just been hit so bad. I think 33% of the restaurants in the past year have closed.
Yeah, that's really sad.
Staffing is awful, and that's where we kind of grew up in that restaurant business. So trying to make it work. Now I'm trying to make it work in the woodworking business with.
So what's going on with you right now?
Well, we created a business. Yeah, Red Roof Creations.
Look at you in your little monogram shirts or zip up fleece thing.
Yeah. So I'm in our finishing room in the basement.
Yep.
So that's why I'm sniffling. It's a little cold.
Like a
little chilly
heater
down
put
here.
down by your feet.
I have a heater by my feet, but it's not helping my nose.
Okay, fair.
But we started off doing some flags and some signs. And we've had some success with that. And we want to continue to do those. But the new thing for us in the past month is we bought a CNC router, and we have that hooked up so we can start making smaller things and smaller signs
Okay.
that we can actually ship to people. So that's what you should be seeing from us across the next month. You know, we're going to continue to do flags and signs, but it's kind of, you know, we found out real quick, shipping a 40-inch long flag made out of wood is not cheap.
No, I bet.
So,
I think it'd be cheaper to drive it up to people.
right. So we're going to make those. We're going to continue to make flags and wood signs here for people local. So if you're near the Nashville, Knoxville, Chattanooga area, if you're right here by Sparta, then, you know, look us up, Red Roof Creations on Facebook. You can look us up online, and we're making all sorts of wonderful painted flags and signs. But we've joined Etsy.
That's what I was going to ask. Have you started?
For doing the smaller things, and we just started that. So this month we should start posting on there what's available through Etsy from us. And go ahead.
I have an idea for you.
Tell me.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So your wood stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you know how it may not be like your most favorite thing to do, but it'd be an excellent and very cheap item to ship through Etsy.
Okay.
Wood jewelry. I buy wood jewelry for diffuser jewelry to put my essential oils on.
Jewelry.
Yep. Necklaces, earrings. If you can get leather bracelets and put like a unique wood carved piece like on the top part, and then have like a leather strap connecting it down at the bottom. All that is something that I always look for when I'm buying jewelry, because I can put my essential oils on it. It's diffuser jewelry.
Oh, diffuser. See, we might have a business partnership here, right?
I'm trying to get my mom to do the same thing. My mom makes, she does pottery. And I'm like, Mom, make pottery jewelry and people can put their essential oils on it. So she's starting to do the same thing. I'm like, I'm gonna tell everybody make jewelry. Okay.
So this month, what we can do is you can send Michelle some essential oil.
Okay, I can do that.
And then we'll figure out a way to make a deterrent. Is that what you said?
Diffuser.
Diffuser, yeah, that's
Not
it.
a deterrent. I mean, it could be a deterrent if you put peppermint on and then the ants will stay for years.
We'll figure out a way to make a diffuser with what you send her, and we'll ship that back to you.
Okay.
And then next month, we can show people what we came up with.
Okay.
Deal?
Deal.
Okay. So we got about like a minute left here, dear.
We do.
So what else do we expect from you in the next month?
What is this month? Okay, so this Friday.
It's February.
It is. It's Valentine's Day. So this Friday, I'm actually getting ready to teach a class using essential oils between the sheets.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that all has to do with.
Oh, that was enough. That was enough.
And libido. And it's a fun class. So I have that coming up. And then I'm also teaching a beauty class on how to use the skincare products that we have. I'm actually doing a lot of oily things this month, which is good. I haven't really dived into it much this past year with everything. So I'm super stoked to like get really back into it again.
Awesome. So we will, and they can, anyone can find you, like I said, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok and Snapchat.
No, I don't do Snapchat.
Okay, good.
Weird things disappear, and then
I
don't know. I'm not cool enough for Snapchat, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not cool enough.
Just on Facebook,
I'm not cool enough yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to do normal videos. So before, by the end of the year, I'll figure out that whole TikTok thing. But for now, I got enough on my plate.
Yeah.
So, so I
What's your
enjoy.
Etsy shop?
Oh my gosh, I didn't bring that with me. I'll put it in the comments.
Okay, put in your Etsy shop in the comments because people need to be able to find your stuff on Etsy.
Absolutely. Cool. So I enjoy any opportunity I can get to chat with you. So I appreciate you, committing to chatting with me once a month this year. And hopefully other people will enjoy listening and watching our antics. And if they don't have to. So
no, that's fine.
I know that I'll be chatting with you next month. So until then, take care and we'll see you on the socials.
On the socials. We'll see you on the socials. All the things. All right.
All the things.
I feel like we need like a sign off thing. We'll figure it out. Bye.
Deuce.